Welcome back to Beyond The Scoreboard. As always, I'm your host, Caleb Rosario. Not joined by my co-host yet. He should be joining the show shortly. Um, he's a little late, but yeah, man. Before we start this show, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Push this channel out to however many people you can. Thank you for the support we've been getting on social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. On the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're up, I think, about 90 or so, not 90 subscribers or so since we started the show back in November. Was it November? Just yeah, November. And couldn't be more excited, man. 2026 is gonna be. I'm hoping it's a great year. A lot going on. Start of baseball season's right around the corner. Pitchers and catchers report to spring training next month. Uh, Basketball season, All Star Weekend is also next. All Star Weekend is also next month. Um, so we're kind of right in the middle of everything, right where we want to be. Playoff football starts Saturday. Cannot wait for that as well. But yeah, man, we got a lot. We got a couple things to break down today. I'm not sure how long this stream is going to be. Shouldn't be too long, but a couple things happened yesterday. Trey Young was traded to the Washington Wizards, and I just saw a report right before I came on the stream and showed that he may not play for the Wizards this season. So I don't know what the deal is there. It was clear that his time in Atlanta was over. And I don't know why Washington was his preferred destination. Now I have some theories why Washington was his preferred destination, and truth be told, you know, he only knows. But I'm just gonna say this: if you're gonna leave a dumpster fire in Atlanta that you didn't really have a chance to win, you are one of the best guards in the NBA scoring wise. Why choose Washington if you don't want to deal with any expectations? And I'm not saying Trey Young isn't a competitor, because to me, that right there attacks somebody's character, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But it's kind of strange why Washington would be your preferred destination. It just doesn't, to me, it doesn't make sense unless you're just like, I don't really care about winning. I just want to make my money and score and be left in peace and not really have any expectations to my name. You know, I just don't that I don't get, right? And truth be told, it made me that trade right there and the reports that came out about it made me think, made me start to question kind of like, is the competitive nature gone in sports? And when I look at basketball, the NBA, it is. I think for the most part, the competitive nature have left the sport of basketball, has left the NBA. Guys are more worried about, you know, these guys have more say than any other sport to pick which team they go to. NBA players can dictate wherever they run the show. As much as people don't want to be, oh, the front office runs it. No, like players dictate where they want to go. And players are deciding to take some, you know, to make some decisions where it's like, do you really care about, do you care about winning? And me as an athlete growing up playing baseball my entire life, and my dream was to play Major League Baseball. And I've loved sports my entire life. I've loved the competitive nature. That's why I was Kobe Bryant's my favorite basketball player. I got a picture of him right here, a plaque of him right here. Um, you know, I just love the competitive nature of players. That's why I gravitate to certain players in the NBA, like Anthony Edwards. You know, guys like that to me that show they want to compete, show that they're going to give Russell Westbrook, they're going to give their 110% effort every single game because they know fans are there to watch them. And to me, it makes me as a fan very upset, and that's why I've watched the NBA less. Yeah, I've only watched more of the NBA lately because we're doing the show. Because I want to be able to give you guys the best. You know, um, I don't want to say something without me knowing what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And you see that a lot when it comes to sports analysts. They just talk and just say things because somebody put it on a piece of paper. I want to be able to. I want to be able to watch and describe exactly what it is that's happening and know what I'm talking about and have my own opinion based off what I saw, not based off thank you, what somebody else is saying. So, you know, when it comes to the NBA though, um, to me, it just shows a level of it's just all money based, in my opinion. And it's a shame because yo, what's going on, brother?
What's up?
So I want to get your point of view on something, all right?
Right,
And
dude.
how you doing? I know you sick.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
bad.
getting a little bit of a flu. Something going on.
Cal's trying to kill me.
Gosh,
You heard that?
that's that baby flu.
He's trying to take me out. Hey, he was sick the other day, and then like 2 days ago, I woke up with what he had. So
Bro, see, this is what Brendan do for y'all. He just grinds. Like he just like I'm going up. I'm doing it anyway. You know what I
yes,
mean? But
sir.
no, so I was saying I started off the show with saying talking about the Trae Young trade, and
Oh
you
yes,
know
yeah.
Trae being traded, it didn't really like what it wasn't like a, oh my god blockbuster thing,
Right.
but it caused me to think. And my thought process, my question that I came up and I wanted to get your take on it was, do you think the competitive nature in sports has left? For the not there's certain guys you can pick apart, especially when you about the NBA. I think it's left completely. I don't think
I
guys
think
care about it anymore.
I
I
agree.
think
Overall, I think that, and it's funny because I think it came from like all the specialized training. It kind of like made kids numb to like the sport or
okay,
the point behind
elaborate
sports, which was to compete against each other.
elaborate on it.
So like when I had like for example, when I was in high school, we played multiple sports. So like I
Mhm.
played basketball and baseball. So the same dudes that I was playing in basketball, we'd be like, all right, yep, we're gonna see you in in 2 months because we're gonna
Yeah,
play baseball against each other. You know what I'm saying? Like there was something we were always competing, and then now with all the training and from the time you're 5, you only play one sport. It's like it's almost like you're just doing your job, like you're doing a job. You know what I
hmm
mean? Rather than
I see
like
what
competing. Like it's no longer like, bro, I'm gonna beat you at this. It's like I'm just better than you.
right, exactly.
And with all
Yeah,
the kids teaming up and playing on the same teams, you got the team Adidas and the team, Harden and team
yeah.
Nike Elite. You know what I'm saying? Like you're all the good players are on one or two teams, so they really just run over every other team, and then it doesn't really feel competitive anymore.
To me it's all about aesthetic now, in a way of like it just look good out there playing ball. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and to me, it was kind of surprised me that Washington was Trae Young's preferred destination. It's like, what? Like, you have no expectations in Washington. So in my opinion, you just want to go over there, drop 40 points, and just call it a night. And there's no expectations to win. It's just you just want to look good playing ball. And I, as a fan, me being somebody that also has grown up competitive, like I can't stand losing. Like I actually despise losing. And
Yeah.
when me and you played together, like I was quiet after games, like on the ride home. Like I didn't want to talk until we got back to the hotel. Cause it's
Right.
like I I I don't like losing. And I know losing is in a majority a team based thing. It's based off of your team. You can't be the only good player on your team and expect to win games. However,
Right.
when you choose, because Trae Young, you think every other organization in the NBA wouldn't put a bid in for Trae Young? You know what I mean? Like he could have picked like I want to go here. I want to go somewhere where I'm going to compete. But why not? Why put yourself in a position where you're going to be basically like how you were in Atlanta? There's no expectations of wins. You won't win, and they truthfully can't build around you because nobody wants to go to Washington. So you know what I mean. So
Well, yeah, I think like I mean, you should. I think as the NBA, really those sports it should be more of a business, and that was a business move by Trey Turner. I mean
100%.
Trey Young.
Trey.
Think about Trey Turner. Think about Mike Trout
Yeah,
took the
that's
money
my thought.
over. I mean,
That's where my thought went. That's where my thought
yeah,
went.
took the money over the chance to win. Like I mean, there's so many instances of that where it's like like Dame in Portland. Like
Yeah,
realistically, you're never actually gonna win
so long,
anything in
like,
Portland.
wasted his prime over there because he wanted to be quote unquote loyal. And I'm like, guys,
Yeah,
like people will understand. In my opinion, I think a player like that has given his all to a franchise and they just didn't do enough around him to win. I think the fans would understand and be like, you know what? I want to go win somewhere. Like they didn't do right by me. I gave my all here. And let me not waste my prime, which is what you know, is pretty much from like 28 to 31. Like
yeah,
prime aren't that long. You know what I mean?
right,
Once you reach 30 in a professional sport, now you're looked at as an old head. You know,
right,
now
yeah.
mind,
That
mind you, 30 to us is like, yo, you 30, you young. No, like 30 is in professional sports. You're like, oh, you're towards now going towards the back end of your career.
right,
That, to me, wasting that and choosing to waste it on a team that isn't going to do anything, that just shows to me your priorities just really, I just want to play ball. I don't care about winning. You know what I mean? When like KD made that move, everybody fried him for it, but it's like, yo, he trying to win a chip.
yeah. That
Like,
was his best move in there.
yeah, it's like he tried to go win, whether or not it was when you saw it as soft and whatever, bro. You know how many like look at Shohei Ohtani. He saw what the Angels they weren't gonna win. You know what? Let me go to a team that has a chance. Now he's back to back World Series champion. So it's like, yeah, he
Yeah,
got stupid money, but he would have got 500, 600 million from anybody else.
anybody
And it's
else.
all
He might have
deferred.
would have. He might have been well eligible for more with the Angels.
Yeah, for sure. Because everything was deferred with the Dodgers. So, like, truthfully, he wasn't thinking about his contract now. Like, he to me, Shohei took it as like I was signed by this team in 2018. I gave them until 2023 to do anything else around me. It was just him and Trout. And Trout was starting to dwindle with injuries and stuff. So it's like I would do the same exact thing. I'm the greatest player pretty much ever. I'm
Yeah,
gonna get money anywhere else. Let me go win. And he chose another team that was gonna give him a chance to win. I am okay with that. You know what I mean? Like,
I wonder
there's
what his
rare.
thought process.
You remember what
I wonder what his thought process was for the Angels in the first place.
Shohei like signing
Yeah,
there in the first place?
yeah,
I think maybe because at the time, it's 2018. That's the height of Mike Trout right there. Like Mike Trout is Mike Trout. You know what I mean? Like I think he
yeah.
won an MVP after that, if I'm not mistaken. But like, you know what I mean? Like Trout is I understand it as far as like, okay, maybe in the time, I don't know if anybody else was gonna give him the opportunity to play both ways as
Oh,
much.
that's a good point.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I think that was a huge part in it because I don't know if you saw, I'll send it to you, but there's a documentary out on Shohei when he was coming
yep,
up that like he wanted to come to the big leagues early, early,
yep,
early. He didn't want to
yeah,
play in, and
yeah. And his
the
coach.
Japanese manager
Yep,
that he had and who was the manager in the WBC told him
that's
was
my
like,
cousin, by the way.
who honestly one of the greatest managers in baseball. Like he just is because look, he's managed the WBC multiple times. Managed Shohei. He's managed big time guys, and he got Shohei the money. Like truth be told, if Shohei didn't take his advice, we may not see Shohei as we see him now
Right,
because we see him as the greatest ever because of what he does pitching and what he does hitting.
right.
And if the MLB doesn't usually do that, that's why you haven't seen anybody before him besides Babe Ruth, and you're not pretty much gonna. I don't think you're gonna see anybody after him because most organizations are going to. You know what? Question: Did Shohei open the door for more people to do that?
I was about to say, I think we're gonna get into a world where we're gonna see each team in one. They're not gonna
Each
be as
team with
good as
one?
Shohei.
Oh no.
They're not gonna be as good as Shohei.
Each team with one? You think everybody's gonna have a two-way at some point?
Like I think Caglione should be pitching
No, dude, no. No.
98 from a
I
lefty.
know he throws 98 from the left side. I know. And well, maybe that's not as a starter. If he was closing, I would be like, all right, cool. I don't
The
think
problem
Jack
with
like that.
closing is they'd have to update the rule. They need to fix the Otani rule then,
Why is that?
because
How did
Otani
he do
rule.
it in the WBC? Because he did it in the WBC.
Yeah, but if let's say that we had tied the game up, he would have had to
Yeah.
stay in or they lose the DH.
Okay. I see.
So they need to update that. If they could just make it so that they can be closers, it's honestly kind of unfair because in the playoffs you're only supposed to have 13 pitchers, but the Dodgers technically have 14.
At 14. Yes.
So I
I get
think
what
there's a world where each team will have one.
I mean, look, I don't know because I think teams are going to be very risky to do that, like very like skeptical to do that because of the fact of like, dude, you know how much like he's been doing that his entire life, like and like the Japanese players are so much more disciplined than just naturally US players. Like the way we grow up as far as training goes and the way they grew up is completely different. And they were grooming him for that his entire life. He was
Right.
throwing 101 in high school and
Yeah, he
the
was.
best
He was
hitter in
different.
high school. Like most guys are either like the best pitcher on the team and they're like they can swing it in high school but they can't really hit when they get to the minor leagues. Or it's the other way around where guys, are decent, they can throw hard but like they're gonna go hit you 25, 30 bombs. You know what I mean? Like they don't have the elite at both. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
you remember Hunter Green?
yes, see, that's a great example. Hunter Green, they strictly made him to a pitcher, and look where he's at now. He's one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Yeah, because he was about to. Hey, he could bash. If you want to see,
Go look at his hitting highlights. Like he could hit,
yeah, he could
he could
hit
hit, and he could pick it at third base. But
for
like,
sure.
but they were just like, dude, we see like, and that's what goes back to the conversation of developing players or whatever. And like, if you're gonna make a decision on a guy, like they saw Hunter Green as like, bro, potential Cy Young. Like, let's maximize that because he is a great pitcher, and like they're
Yeah,
like, let's maximize that rather than being kind of like average at both in the big leagues. You know what I mean?
right.
Like, so like I'd rather that too. I'd rather that as well.
Do
Like,
you think it's hard?
what?
Like
Being a two way?
I feel like if you're not playing a position, that is pretty nice.
You talking about just being no, dude? David Ortiz. They actually asked David Ortiz that one time, and he was like, it's not difficult what he's doing. It's impossible what he's doing. Like, look at how, like, in a routine, in a perfect world, if me and you were big leaguers, whatever, like the routine, people think big leaguers just show up 30 minutes before the game, get dressed, and no, that's not how that works. They're there 5, 6 hours before the game starts, doing training up until then. They're getting the body ready. They're lifting. They're getting to the cage. They're doing a film study. They're doing like there's so much that goes into it. They're eating, and then it's like think about that. That you have that's one routine for a position player. That's one guy that's just literally in the field hitting, and then he's hitting. Now the pitchers have a completely different routine. They have bullpens in between their starts. They have long toss in between their starts. They have running in between their starts. Then Shohei's got to focus on both. Make sure he's scheduled up on both of those, like as far as his pitching program, and then being the best hitter on the baseball team. Like that is, I think that's incredibly difficult. If not, I don't think anybody else can replicate that. Truly, I don't think me and you in our lifetime will see somebody. Maybe we'll see another one like two way, like they'll let, but not this good. Absolutely not. Or to me, even close. If they let them two way, I don't see it. I don't see it happening.
It's funny because like there has been some opportunities to have some. Like Baumgartner was a beast.
Baumgartner could hit.
Granky, Granky could hit.
Zambrano.
Yeah, Zambrano, CC.
These guys could hit because like at the member, like I don't know if any of our young viewers don't notice, like pitchers used to hit in the National League, like up until like 2021. Pitchers were hitting in the National League. So, that rule just came out. So you could see pitchers hit. That's why you saw Bumgarner and Kershaw and DeGrom hit a few homers. And you know what I mean? Like Matt Cain took Hamels deep and then Hamels took him deep the next inning. Like it was like, you know what I mean? Remember, I was watching that game. I don't know if you remember that back in I think it was like 2012 or 2013. Remember Matt Cain from the Giants?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Pitching. And he took Cole Hamels deep in the third. The following inning, in the bottom of the third, Cole Hamels took him deep. So it was like, you don't see that anymore. And I like it because the American League was strictly all DH for a long time. And I wanted it to be a fair playing field. Because like in the World Series, you know what I mean? Like the American League, sometimes you would have a DH if you're playing interleague, in the World Series in 2 or 3 games, you're having a pitcher not hit. And then when they come to the National League Park, the pitcher's got to hit and they haven't swung a bat all year long. So it's like, I don't really, you know what I mean? I don't really like that. But, which 98% of the time they're laying down a bunt anyway. So you don't really get that opportunity. But
Facts.
But yeah, I mean, back to that earlier conversation. We got off topic a little bit there, but um, I think I think baseball, if I'm not mistaken, if you kind of like whatever, I think baseball is the sport that you see the most guys willing to compete and put
Yeah,
themselves in a position to win.
I agree.
Trout is an exception, right? Obviously, money has a lot to do it. If you're a free agent and your agent's not gonna advise you to more than likely take a lesser deal because they want to maximize also their commission on it.
Profits, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like with Judge, I understood Judge re-signing with the Yankees. Like the Yankees aren't terrible.
Yeah,
They just, you know
they
what I mean?
definitely go win every year. So they're like not. They're always contenders.
They're always contenders. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just the ownership has not put enough around Aaron Judge yet. And but certain teams like Philly, the Dodgers, now you can see the Blue Jays. Like guys are starting to be like, you know what? We're going all in. And then Vladdy, I'm to be honest, before that contract, before last year, I was like, I don't see Vladdy coming back. Like, I was like, bro, I think Vladdy's gonna want to go win somewhere. But Vladdy saw something I didn't. You know what I mean? I didn't see me and you didn't see the Blue Jays going to the World Series before the season started. Like,
Yeah, before the season, though.
no, like you know what I mean. Once the playoffs start, we're like, oh, they can match. But like that was a season of work and you know what I mean, body of work that we saw leading up to the World Series. I'll be like, bro, now these guys, and now this year they've made more moves than anyone just coming off a World Series. So it's like guys are starting to be like, oh, I want to go now. I want to go there because they're like, I want to win. I know I'm gonna get money, but I'm gonna win. You know what I mean? And that matters to me personally. As a fan, I like to see the competitive nature. I like to see guys being like, you know what? If my team ain't gonna get it done, I've been here 8, 9 years. They haven't done nothing. They haven't put nothing around me. They showing they're not really caring about winning. I'm out. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with guys choosing to go to other places. Are you?
Yeah, yeah, of course. I'm
Yeah.
I'm a player. I'm a player guy. Like I want to take care of the players first, then the organizations.
Yeah.
And like for
True.
example, the Guardians were 29th in slugging percentage and 29th in overall hitting. We've signed nobody. We
Mm-hmm.
don't talk to above a shed. We don't kick the tires on a Pete Alonso. We don't kick the tires on, Juan Soto a year ago. Like we're not even trying. So like, and it's sad because Jose only has a certain amount of time, and we're wasting it. And he already gave us a discount. We're only paying him 20 million. It's
Yeah.
like
Which
21 or
he's
22
he's a he's
million.
a 45, $50 million player.
Yeah, he could have easily went to the Dodgers or something and got like 50 or close to it. So like,
Yeah.
and Lindor saw the writing on the wall, so he got up out of there quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I know the organizations are more about their bottom line than they are about winning. So like, I'm a player guy.
Same. Same. I
Yeah.
agree. And we can kind of like transition that into the next topic because like I said, the Trey Young thing wasn't like it was just like whatever, you know what I mean? Like had he gone to like a contender now, I'm like, oh, but this is like, all right, you went to
Ah,
Washington. What
But even then, though, do you really think how good do you think Trae Young is?
you told me he's a Hall of Famer.
He is, but like
That's
as
crazy.
far
But
as like a changer,
I don't think he's a game changer. I don't. I don't think that he's a game changer. I think he's a really good player. I think he's a great guard. I don't think that I truly don't think that he's a like you get him and you're like, oh, now you got a NBA Finals chance. I don't think that he's that
like is
type
he
of guy.
better than IT? The Isaiah Thomas, the lefty Isaiah Thomas, the one from
Is he
Boston.
better? Isaiah Thomas was a bucket getter.
No,
Uh, that's tough. That's tough. He shoots better in my opinion, so like I'll give it to him. But um, I don't know. Like there's a few guards I'm taking over him. Let's just say that. Like I'm taking Jalen Brunson over him. I'm taking Tyrese Maxey over him. I'm taking I might even take Edgecombe over him. I don't know. Like you know what I mean? Like it's certain guys that I'm like, I'm taking Austin Reeves. I'm taking a lot of guards over Trey Young. No, I'm not trying to disrespect Trey Young. It's just like he is not a guy that if you put on a team that's very good that has a chance to compete and you get him, you're like, oh nah, NBA Finals now. Like he's not that, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
right.
Like there's other players that are like,
Like
yes,
I'd rather have
like a
De'Aaron
Giannis is
Fox.
like I give you that. I would too. Truthfully, I would too.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But I don't know,
What about
man.
like a Drew Holiday?
Love Drew Holiday. I think Drew Holiday. He's not a game changer to me, but his presence
Well,
defensively. I see. Could he be? I don't know about. He's not like an MVP player, but he to me changes the dynamic of the team defensively. So I
would you
think that
trade
matters for changing.
straight up
Maxi
Holiday
and
for Young? Holiday for
oh
Young,
yeah,
straight up. What
yeah, I
about
would.
Derek White?
I would. I love Derek White. I think he's very valuable, very very valuable to the Boston Celtics and what they
Pritchard?
do. Yes, I'll trade Drew Holiday for Pritchard. Yeah, yeah.
No, no, no. Ooh, I was talking about
Like
Trey
no, no. Like
Young,
I mean,
but
I thought you meant like Pritchard.
are you
What do you
taking
mean? Like,
Trey Young over all these people, or
am
are
I
you
taking
taking
Trey
those
Young over
people over?
Pritchard? Yes, I'm taking Trey
So
Young over
Trey Young
Pritchard.
over
Yeah,
Pritchard.
yeah. Over
Okay,
Derek
Trey
White.
Young.
Because of
No
his
Derek
size.
White.
Yeah, no,
No Derek White. No Holiday. Right?
no Holiday.
Ball.
No. Uh Ball can score and he's longer. I don't really think the defense is there. I prefer LaMelo Ball. I like LaMelo Ball's game, but like
Yeah.
they're a wash to me, in my opinion. They're a wash.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I
Yeah.
was just checking because, like, I mean, like Trey Young is good. Like, he's gonna get you to 20 and close to 20 and 10, and
Mhm.
then it's just like it's the other things that come along with him. Like, he has some playoff success. Didn't he? He beat Philly in a
He did.
playoff
That's the
series.
Ben Simmons layup debacle.
Yeah. Hey, that dude said, "I'd rather be a fisherman than come back to him." Did
Yeah,
you see that?
bro.
Bro is a professional fisherman now.
It's over with, bro. He's over with. Don't
But
even expect to see
that
on the
has
jersey.
to listen. Okay, hold on. What's a worse contract, him or Rendon's, or
Rendon.
Deshaun Watson?
To me, I'm telling you, Rendon is the worst contract in sports.
But think
I
about
think
what
it is.
Ben Simmons did.
Yeah, but Ben
he ain't played, and he's not going to.
neither did Rendon. Rendon came off a World Series and never played again.
Hey, he's still on the roster trying to get back on the team,
No, he's not.
reluctantly.
He's done. You know that?
Oh, he retired.
They're gonna part ways. No,
Oh,
no, like
okay.
the Angels said they're restructuring his contract to get money off the books, but they're parting ways with him. They're gonna cut him. Like
Okay.
he's done. Rendon is to me the worst contract. I think the Deshaun Watson in hindsight is a very, very bad contract. I get what you were saying. I think the money they gave him was absurd, but he also was one of the best quarterbacks in the league when he was in Houston.
Isn't
And
that insane?
so I don't
4-time Pro Bowler.
like
Looks like he never played
yeah,
football
like
before.
but yeah, he's never it looked like he's never played. It's like, all right, like I don't know if that's mental because like how do you get bad from like a year and a half later? Like I know you hadn't played, but like like his body wise, he looked the same, right? It looked like he didn't get slower. It just looked like he couldn't play football anymore. Like it just
Bro,
looked like he did not know how to play football anymore.
bro.
But that's a bad contract in hindsight. Say he was even 80% of what he was in Houston. That
That's a good
obviously,
contract.
that's a good contract. But like you're banking on Cleveland hasn't had a quarterback since Baker. So I get why they did it. You know what I mean? Like I get, you know what? He's our best chance at anything, I guess. Let's take a flyer on him. I just think the amount was crazy. The amount of money they gave him was wild. You know what I mean? But
Finally got rid of
I think
Stefanski though, so that's good.
Rendon's contract is brutal. Like that contract sucks. And
But I mean,
it's
Ben
that
Simmons is basically the
why are you
same,
trying to
man.
justify it, man? It's
No,
not
I'm
good.
saying, but don't you think? Simmons is right there.
But Ben Simmons was cut from Philly. He was traded from Philly. Like, who paid him big money?
I thought
I don't know.
he's like 250.
Nah, no way.
He got a crazy contract.
Ben Simmons. I'll tell you right now, contract. Ben Simmons is on a 5-year. Oh, what the heck?
Yeah, he got the max.
Wait, when did he get that? No, that started in 2019 while he was with Philly.
I
That started
know.
in 2017 when he was with Philly, but that stuff didn't happen until 2021. So it's
Yeah,
like that was
I get it, but bro won't even play basketball anymore now,
no,
and you
I
still
I
got to,
understand. I get
but you
that,
got to
but
give him all that.
no, I know he had a 177.2 max extension, but
Yeah.
Brooklyn Nets, they are the ones that took on that contract. So it's like
Well, I didn't say it was for Philly. I'm just saying in general,
no,
his contract for the league.
but they saw Ben Simmons trying to get out of Philly, so they're like, he just don't want to be there anymore. He gonna play for us. He just didn't. Like, he just hadn't
That's what I'm
played.
saying.
But Rendon left Washington as a free agent, signed a ridiculous contract to be the third baseman for the Angels. Everybody's like, oh, now they got Trout, something else. He's played 8 games. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, that to me is insane. And then like he told you in a conference was like, it's just baseball, man. It's like
Yeah,
you know,
Strasburg.
Strasburg was bad because of the injuries.
Yeah,
That was bad
11
because
innings.
not because Rendon, like I think Rendon's trying, he doesn't care about playing.
Yeah,
Like
he did wait to get a surgery and all that stuff. Like he was
like
doing
he
everything.
delayed everything. Like he went a whole year without getting a surgery and then got it at the end of the year and be like, all right, I'm out for this year too. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it's like I don't get that. Like that to me is like he's purposely doesn't want to play.
right.
Strasburg just couldn't help it. He was hurt his entire career. And the only year he wasn't, he was one of the best pitchers in baseball, obviously.
So the contract matters only if the player performs, or I mean, it attempts to perform. Because like
Yeah,
it's still you still owe them the money regardless of the reasoning.
yeah, I understand. I understand. I think it's worse in terms of like, dang, you paid him all that money. Now you got to pay him anyway, regardless of injury or not, or he's trying to. I get that. I understand that. But I'm saying, like, it looks very much worse if a guy just doesn't want to play the sport. Like, you know what I mean?
What
Like,
about Kawhi?
I don't think he loves basketball. I think he's just good at it.
Okay. So like
I
I
don't
mean
think
they're
it's a
paying
bad
him.
contract. I don't think that was a awful contract, though. Like, I don't think, like, oh, let me say it. Let me rephrase that. I think it was a bad contract. I don't think it was one of the worst. I've
That's
seen worse.
fair.
You know what I
It's
mean?
just because he just don't play, bro. Paul George.
Yeah, no, I do. That contract that Philly gave Paul George was ludicrous in my opinion. But he's been playing well with Maxey and Edgecombe, so like, all right, I don't know, he's not living up to the contract, but he's good as a third option right now.
Which is
With
crazy.
the fact that we're saying that like, oh, he's good as a third option. He ain't paid to be a third option. That's just crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
That's like LeBron, bro. $52 million.
yeah, I mean, shoot, Brady was signing 1 year like $40 million deals. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just what was going on. But I don't know, man. I think contracts to me look worse if a guy just like actively shows you he doesn't want to play the sport. Like he just doesn't care about being on the floor. He doesn't care about showing up. He's just late to me. Like if a guy's just hurt and
Yeah,
you just know he's got bad luck with being hurt, it's like, dang, I feel bad for the guy. You know what I mean? Like it's bad for the organization because they paid him and he can't stay healthy. But that's kind of like bad luck stuff. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. You
yeah.
know, Trevor Story got a big contract and he's another one that's like, dang, like he was good in Colorado, but he just can't stay healthy either. He
Baseball
had
is tough though. Baseball is tough because you really don't know what you can get out of a player
no.
because there's so many variables in baseball.
A lot of guys are getting signed because of they want to get locked up early because of what teams see as like, oh, this is the potential this guy has. Like
Right.
look at I think Eloy Jimenez was a bad contract as well. They paid him before he even took a
Oh
big
my,
bat. You know what I mean?
Eloy Jimenez. Oh, what a contract.
Like I think he had potential out the roof, but it was just like, man, like, all right, he didn't take a big league at bat, and you paid him that. Same thing with Wander Franco. Look what Wander Franco was at. They paid him before he came to the big leagues.
Well,
So
he
it's
was
like,
worth it though.
yeah, until he started, you know what I mean?
Hey,
Brother, that's speaking of which, we want to talk about some crazy stuff. Rashi Rice. Let me direct something at Rashi Rice here. Okay. No Rashi Rice is correct.
that's the receiver for the Chiefs.
Kansas City Chiefs. All right. When in your spare time, if you haven't seen it yet, go on social media. Look up just put Rashi Rice into Twitter. See what comes up. And I'm gonna just say this. Anyone defending a guy because you're worried about your team winning and losing and whatever, when there's active evidence of this guy being an awful human being, you guys have something wrong with you. Like, I have always been like, yo, accusations are accusations. Some people just do stuff for the money. Some people do stuff for attention. I like the whole Trevor Bauer situation was a lie, and they destroyed his career for it.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, she's destroyed his career, which she deserves to be jailed for that. But I think
Mm-hmm.
a woman who destroys a man's career like that and active lying, evidence like she's guilty of lying, should be placed behind bars because had he got found guilty, he would be in jail right now. So that to me is a whole different situation. I'm like when accusations come out of like, oh, he's accused of like domestic violence or like something like that. You take that with like, oh, what the heck? But then you just start seeing it's like, okay, let me wait for the reports to be like, oh, this man's guilty, the evidence, whatever. I'm not gonna go based off an alleged thing because some people lie. But Rashi Rice has already been suspended for a hit and run accident. That a hit and run before this. That's why he missed the first 6 games or whatever it was this year. In college, had legal troubles, and now being alleged, but picture evidence of his baby mother that they broke up a couple months ago, of him abusing her for the last 8 years physically. And people are like, oh man, Mahomes got to be pissed off right now. Like, oh, like, yo, like they should let him go, man. Like the Chiefs need him. It's like, guys, I know there that should be like, I think that's like the minority of people saying that stuff, but it's also like you're an awful person if you're defending this guy for that. Like Odubel Herrera in Philly, when he was suspended for a year
Yeah.
and
What about
he
Ozuna?
brought him back. Oh, Marcelo Zuna, another one. Like Aroldis Chapman, another one. We got like
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like,
I forgot
you know
about
what I mean?
Chapman's.
It's like, guys, like you can be a fan of your team while not defending these people because they make stupid decisions. Like sometimes
Yeah.
these guys think because they have money, they're gonna get away with this stuff. That's not how it works. Sometimes they do. Stephon Diggs, Christian Barrymore, just last week was accused of domestic violence. They're gonna be playing this weekend. So it's like, yeah, it's accusations, it's alleged, but then there's
Wait,
copied
Diggs
evidence. Yeah, Stephon Diggs. Yeah, there's copied
with Cardi
evidence.
B?
No, with his personal chef, a woman personal chef that apparently he choked her and smacked her around because of a money dispute. And there's evidence of whatever of Cardi B calling the girl herself saying you're doing too much, but like evident, like on paper. You know what I'm saying? Like the police department has the transcripts. So it's like, bro, these sports got these organizations got to stop picking and choosing who they do stuff to. Like, bro, if a guy is guilty of this, he's guilty of it, and he shouldn't be playing. Now, over an accusation, and a guy's like that, and a guy's calling himself, like, I'm innocent, that never happened. Okay, let the legal battle take its place and whatever. But if there's hard evidence, bro, that you did this, and there's already you got 3 or 4 or 5 instances where you've done different things. At some point, it's like, yo, what's it gonna take for you to just not play no more? You know what I'm saying? Like Ray Rice, remember him?
Mm-hmm. Running back.
Never played in the NFL again after that, and he was
Does that kind
good.
of stuff weigh on your Hall of Fame chances?
Okay, the Hall of Fame stuff, I've always been an advocate of like whatever you do outside of the field should not take place on what happens as far as Hall of Fame goes. Because you did what you did in the sport. The sport, like your numbers in the sport is what gets you there. Like the steroid stuff, A-Rod, Barry Bonds, these guys won't be in the Hall of Fame because of steroids. And but their numbers are what they are. And there's other guys that were accused that were never found guilty. Like David Ortiz was accused of it.
Nah, they got him.
They got him, and look where he's gonna be.
Yeah, he's going off him because they got him. They got him. He spent half season suspension when he was in Minnesota still.
And Robinson Cano. Like
Yeah. Oh,
Robinson,
Cano. Yeah, Cano messed up
he got caught twice. So it's like
because
I
at the
believe
end
they
of your career, yeah, you can't do that.
I believe
He
they
should
should
just
be
rolled out, bro.
bros. It was over with. He was one of to me, the best second baseman I ever saw. To me, like second baseman wise, defensively, offensively, he's the best I've ever saw. He's the best defensive second baseman I ever seen for sure. But
Yeah, because he was the only one that could. I mean, what's your stance on Altuve?
well, Altuve is the best offensive second baseman I ever seen. Like, but when it comes to, I'm talking about as an overall package because Altuve's defense is not as good as Cano's. I don't think
Of
anybody's
course
is
not.
besides Roberto Alomar. But you know
Yeah,
what I mean. Like,
Alomar. Yeah, he could defend.
defensively, with what he did offensively, to me, I got to put it in a package.
Jimenez.
You know what I mean? Andres Jimenez, yeah, but it's just Cano was a shortstop playing second base. He had a shortstop arm playing second base, and that's what's crazy. You know what I mean? And like his range, the swag. You know what I mean? What he did offensively for that Yankees team as basically the youngest on the team. Like, you know what I mean? To me, he should be a Hall of Famer. I do believe he should be a Hall of Famer, but he won't be because of what he did in his career in Seattle. When it's like, bro, just write it out. You got a $250 million contract or whatever it was.
Was it in New York? I thought it was in New York.
No, he remember he signed a 10-year, 300 mil in Seattle. That's where he went.
Yeah, but then I thought they got him in New York. Was the one that got him
No, I
when
think
he
it
played
was
for the
Seattle.
Mets.
Seattle was
Oh,
he
the
got
Seattle
caught
first one.
twice. Seattle was the first time, yeah, and then the Mets. Like no reason for that, bro. You're a journeyman at this point. Like just let it go. You know what I mean? Like just
Yeah,
go to.
man.
And then he goes to Mexico at 41 years old and he's hitting 360 or whatever.
Yeah, and he plays in the that one league in that's in the Middle East.
The Saudi Arabian league, yeah.
Yeah, he was going crazy. He was like the first pick.
I think what's the name played against him? Some guy that I played on with in Santa Fe. Siam Lafi. Yeah, he played in the Dubai League. He's from Pakistan, but he played. That's a funny story because he's like Middle Eastern and Hispanic, so it's funny, right? So like one day, so Tom, right? He's like, "Yo, we're gonna pick up this guy at the airport." It's like, all right, cool. I'll go with you. Whatever. He was like, "Yo, he's Hispanic, like whatever." He was like, "Yo, you should just act like you don't speak English." I was like, "Why?" He was, and Demetrio was with me too, and I was like, all right, cool, whatever. So we just messing with him in the beginning. The way Tom made it seem is that like he was like, oh, I can't, I'm not gonna stand this. You know how Tom is, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know how Tom is. He just be overreacting, right? So we pick him up throughout the first couple weeks or whatever. I'm like, he's not half bad. Like Tom made it seem like he just couldn't play ball.
Oh
And I'm
shit!
like,
Shoot.
I'm like, oh, this guy's pretty good. Like this guy's actually pretty good. You know what I mean? And he ended up having a pretty good season with us or whatever. He left early because he got hurt and he ended up leaving, but like a week before I did. And then I saw him and I'm like, I saw him post that he had got invited to play for Team Pakistan in the Dubai League. And I was like, oh, sweet. So and that's when the Dubai League had started with Pablo Sandoval's going over there, Cano's over there. And then
Mm-hmm.
he's pictures with Cano and Sandoval. I'm like, oh, that's dope. I was like, I commented, I was like, good for you. But I was just like, for me, it's all like to me, it's certain situations, bro. Like, what I mean, certain situations get guys in certain positions. And I'm not saying he didn't deserve it by any means, because obviously, I'm definitely not gonna take that away from him that he did that. But it's just like I always tell people to ask me, he's like, yo, Brandon doesn't look like he played baseball. And I was like, just wait till you see him. Like, just wait till you see him play. Like I tell you don't look like you don't look like you play baseball. Like if I saw you for the first time, baseball would be the last sport that I thought you would play. But you know what I mean? But I'm just like, he's one of the best hitters I've ever came across, like, that I've ever played with. And they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And I was like, and me actually, what's funny? That me and Tom talked about it. I think it's when we might have been together, but it was like I think you were like in the bathroom or whatever when we were at the hotel. And me and Tom was like, yo, I think a reason why Brendan just doesn't get signed, because statistically your numbers are up there with anybody. You know what I mean? If you put your numbers compared to what other guys have done in leagues, like you're right at the top.
Right.
And he was just like, the eye test he doesn't pass it. And I was like, should that matter? Like, if a guy, you know what I mean? Like, a guy's numbers, it doesn't matter if a guy's eye test is like the swag, whatever. Like, Brendan's got a glove he's worn since he was like 8. You know what I mean? Like, he's got
That's
the baggy
facts.
pants, no arm sleeve, nothing, just a shirt, cleats that just, shoes untied or whatever, just goes out there, doesn't even stretch, just goes out there and just plays ball and it hits you 2 homers and, hits another 2 doubles. It's like, but then you got Joe Johnson, who is a beast, who's,
Mhm.
a friend of mine, that like he passes everything. Like he passes the eye test with the swag. He passes the ability to, play both sides of the ball at an elite level. And like with a guy like that, eyes gravitate more towards them because of the eye test. You know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean? Like,
agree.
and to me, when I saw him pull up to the field that day, the first time, I remember he hit them 2 home runs against whatever in live VP, and I was just like, oh, this guy, yeah, I was like, oh, this guy's nice. As soon as I saw him pull up, I was like, he's probably nice. And then he showed us like, oh, he's nice. You know what I mean? He's actually dope.
No, you're
But
right.
like certain guys have the eye test and then they go hit you 220. You know what I mean? It's like, does it matter?
Yeah, like
What a guy,
Elijah Green.
bro, I thought he was gonna be a beast.
I actually knew it was coming.
You knew it was coming? Did he
Yeah.
get released or no? Is he still with the
No, he's
organization?
on the team. He's working with Gary Sheffield right now.
Oh, okay. Maybe that'd be good for him.
I looked at his stats, but 106 games, 206 strikeouts. Like that's insane.
So that he almost averaged 2 strikeouts a game.
106 games, 206 strikeouts, and only like 80 hits.
What?
Dude, that kind of season, I would be ready to like hang it up,
I'm like, yeah, I can't do this no more.
bro.
Bro,
Because it like there's nothing more demoralizing than a strikeout, and then like you're talking about
let
doing it
alone
like 2 or 3 times.
2 a game.
Yeah, and like 15, 16 in a week.
Nah, bro, that's bad, bro. I remember after the 4 strikeout game I had against Santa Rosa, I was like, I don't want to speak to anyone about baseball anymore. Like, I'm
Bro,
done. Like, bro, that game. When I tell you, when I started thinking about like, I wasn't thinking about hanging him up. It was just like bro, what was that? Because like in certain games, you're like, because certain games you go into it feeling great. Of like, bro, I'm getting 2 hits today. I already know I'm getting 2 hits today. Like there's certain games where you're just like, I know what's happening. That was one of those games. That was like, bro, BP felt great. Driving the ball in the gap, I felt great. And then first at bat IK, I'm like, all right, first at bat, three more left. Second at bat IK, I'm like, all right, gotta figure out the next 2 at bats here. Like, you know what I mean? Like after the 3rd strikeout, bro, I was over here like, mind you, it was on the same exact sequence, 4 at bats in a row. I knew what pitches were coming, couldn't hit it. And I was just like, what just happened?
was Jesse pitching?
No, the one kid from Santa Rosa that ended up, I started off against him. I think it was like 0 for 12 or 0 for 13 with 8 or 9 Ks, and then I ended up finishing the season against him like 8 for 12 with like 6 doubles. I think I finished the season against him because I ended up picking up something. And me and you were talking about it before that at bat that I hit the first double off of him. And it was that one kid that was set up high or whatever it was, and then like he would
The
take
lefty?
no, he was a righty. That he would take one of these quick breaths like this, and then he just had a nasty changeup. His changeup was filthy, and
Oh,
he was
I
just like
remember him.
hard. Him and Mora were like two of the 2 best pitchers.
Yeah, he's the shortstop too, right?
Yes, yeah. So him, and mind you, he was literally fastball changeup. Like hit to me, his curveball wasn't really good. It was just fastball changeup, and he would throw his fastball at the top of the zone, try to go curveball, but I really was sitting on it, and then his changeup was just fall on. His changeup to me was really good. And what was getting me was that he was speeding me up because I didn't realize, and you know what I mean? I'm in a slump or whatever, and he's just going like this. As soon as he went like this, he would pitch, and it was like a quick pitch. So now I'm sped up with my toe tap that me and you were working on, and I was just out in front of everything. Bro, that before that, I bet I hit the double. Me and you, I'm sitting there on the dugout. I was like, bro, I'm going to get him. And it was the first at bat of the game. I was like, I'm getting him this one. And he was like, and you were like, bro, as soon as he moves, start your toe tap.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I was like, he was like, as soon as he starts moving, you go. So I was like, all right. The first at bat, I did it, but I realized that I was doing it as soon as he went like this. And I was moving as soon as he took that deep breath. Bro, I hit 3 doubles in that game. And we just looked at each other. I was like, I got him now. I went 8 from my next 12 against him, and the other 4 outs were hard hit outs to the short, like
Yeah.
either to the shortstop or to the outfield. So I was like, I got him. After the game, after the last time I faced him in the playoffs, that playoff game, I asked him. He asked me like, yo, like, what
So
changed that game, bro? Yo,
that's still my homie though.
that's my dog. When we go to Japan, we gotta go talk. Like, it's like,
Golly, so
brother, bro, when we was going to that was, mind you, this was a wild card game that we had. Like, it was a winner get in game. Like, it
which
wasn't
we
like
shouldn't have
playoff.
had to play, by the way.
Which, yeah, because we started, bro, that season we were on fire to start off. In the first like 20 games, dog, we was like what 17-3. We was nasty. We were loaded. Me, you, Joe, Juan, Aris, Nicolas, Jesse, bro. Our pitching staff was filthy. Our
Blake,
Blake, Braden, Scrivener, like we
yeah,
were
Scrib, yeah,
we were like that. And then like guys just started leaving for whatever reason. You know what I mean? Like
Jordan.
Oh yeah, Jordan was on that team too. I forgot about that. Like, bro, we were Demetrio. We were loaded, dog. We were loaded, and I think we averaged the most runs in that the first 20 games.
Yeah,
and
no, we were going crazy.
Yeah, but it was just like when guys start leaving because financially is hurting them. Joe got picked up to the Pioneer League, and then Juan got picked up to go to Mexico, and you know what I mean. It was just like our best players just ended up just falling left and right, and it turned into just like we were just a mismatched team by the end of the year. It was just like bad, and then we went on. I think we lost. Like, we definitely were under 500 over the last half of the season after the All-Star break.
But we might have been under like 300.
Yeah,
Because I think we were 20. We had 20 wins by like the halfway point. I think we finished with like 28.
Yeah. Yep. We were
like a 50-game season.
We were the best team until the All-Star break, and then after the All-Star break, we were the worst team. That's literally how it went.
Yep.
And it was to the point of like, bro, you know what? We just want to do this for numbers at this point because like we're not winning. No games. Like we were getting smoked. The only games we were winning was against Santa Cruz. Like, you know what I mean? Like the 8 games we was like Santa Cruz, and then we ended up playing a wild card game against Santa Rosa. And we were like, roster wise, I thought we were better than them for sure. But we were like, you know what? We're gonna go in here, and we ended up facing that guy, and he shoved against us. And then Kyo gave up a 3-run lead the minute the game started. And it was like, oh, this game, 5 spot, I think it was.
Yeah, it was 5-0 in first quarter, first inning.
First inning. And we were like, well, this game's over. You know what I mean? So
hey, I remember telling my mom, I was like, yeah, we're probably gonna need a flight after our first playoff series. And then I was like, no, let's upgrade that to let's have it ready by tomorrow.
Bro, me and Mario, right? Me and Mario before the game, we like, yo, like after the playoffs, right? After the playoff series, you want to ride it back together. So like, you know what I mean? Just like me and you just ride cross country and then you fly to Memphis. I was like, yeah, we can do that. And 5-0 into the game, Mario coming, he was like, yo, you trying to leave tomorrow? I was like, yeah, I'm trying to be out, bro. This is over with. Like the season's over. But
that was so funny though. I called my mom during the game, and I was like, yeah, we ain't trying to play for him. Let's just go ahead.
Bro, we were just looking at each other like, man, this is over with, man. Like, that's the independent ball grind, bro. I miss it. I miss it so much. Truthfully, I do. Like, I miss those seasons. Like, you know what I mean? Because like financially, it was tough because it's like you spending more money than you make. You know what I mean? You ain't making really anything, and then it gets to a point where it's like when you losing too, it's like, damn, we taking all these road trips cross country and we losing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that road trip to Tucson will forever be the most
legendary.
That will be the highlight of my pro career, truthfully.
Outside
of my leadoff home run in my first ever game, you know what I mean, to start the season, that's my highlight. That road trip right there was maybe the funniest thing I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, and the drive, almost going to Mexico.
That whole Tucson trip, playing at that stadium was dope. Was awesome.
Yeah, it rained. We had to play 3 games in one day.
Oh, dude, that was horrendous.
Because remember, it rained for like 2 days straight.
Yeah, we got rained out. The first game we got rained out.
Yeah,
and then
we were supposed to be at that one field, and we sat there for a little bit, and then it just started pouring. That's why we almost went to Mexico because it was right next to the border.
And
Bro, we literally
then
saw Mexico from the stadium. Like we saw Mexico from the park.
yeah, no,
You know what I mean?
100%. And then so then yeah, then we had to play 2 games in one day, and
Yeah.
then finish a game,
Finish
and
one
then
game.
start two
It's better.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, that was crazy. That was the
My
same thing in
day,
Alpine too. Remember your birthday?
that 7 day trip, bro. We were there for 7 days. We
Bro,
were there for a week.
to play 4 games.
Bro, we were there for a week. And like, bro, Alpine, Texas, for those that have never gone, just think of one road with one gas station, one hotel, and just the stadium. That was the town. There's nothing there at all. And I
Um,
was there on my birthday when I turned 22 for 7 days. Dog,
and they
that
had
was
good pizza though. That one pizza joint we went
that
to.
pizza spot was fire. That pizza spot was
Yeah.
very
Nah,
good.
remember we went out the one day on your actual birthday. It was
On my birthday, yeah.
great. Then the
Me
next
and Jake
time we
absolutely,
went,
yeah, me and Jake absolutely annihilated everyone. We were like 35-0 in cornhole.
yeah, you were
Like
going crazy.
we was
I ain't
going
gonna lie.
we
And
just,
then they didn't. The next day we went out, same time.
bruh.
Man, it was more of us than them.
Yeah. Bro, no, but the first time we went out, it was the entire town was at that place. The
Yeah,
entire town, like
yeah,
literally everybody from the town was at that place because it was the next day was 4th of July. My birthday's July 3rd. Next day's 4th of July. Everybody's out, and 4th of July came, and it's like, all right, we were off that day if I'm not mistaken. I don't think we
yeah.
played that.
Cause of the
So
rain.
we had the entire day to do whatever. Stayed in the hotel until like 3, and then ended up going out to that same spot, and it was our team with like 2 other people that wasn't,
But
you know what I mean? It was our team.
it was
You know
so
what I mean?
funny.
It was funny because I love the guys. I really like that was probably my favorite team that we had.
Yeah, we started winning at the end.
Yeah. Facts. And
'Cause
playing at
I think,
Alpine Stadium was pretty dope too. Like Alpine's field is actually pretty cool.
yeah,
And
it is.
but yeah, I think that was my favorite team to be a part of. That
Yeah,
team right there. Just because of like the chemistry. Like no one really didn't get along on that team, if I'm not
nah,
mistaken.
yeah, you're
Besides
right.
like Demetrio and everyone else, you know. So it's like, you know, besides that, and the games were all in California outside of those, you know, that one to Texas and well, no, that was yeah, was that Garden City or was that Monterey?
That was
That was
Solana.
Monterey, right? That was Monterey, right?
What?
That Alpine trip was Monterey.
No, Solana.
Salina. Okay. Yeah. That was my favorite team. That was my favorite team. Because
Really?
that was my favorite team because one, Jake was on that team. You know what I mean? Jake's
Yeah, Urena. Yeah.
my lifelong friend. And then obviously, you know, you're there. The whole thing with, you know, you and Kenise, hilarious. You know what I mean?
Enrique.
And, oh yeah, Enrique was my boy, man. I haven't talked to him in a minute, but you know, it was like just because we knew we weren't gonna win. We ended up winning at the end when we got to that stadium that we played in the last like couple weeks. That's when we started winning.
Yeah, we won 10 games.
Bruh, do you remember? We can real quick go to the next subject real quick after this. But do you remember that game against Garden City? That Aaron Andrews came in
Yes.
and gave up the grand slam to Manny Blanco.
Yes.
Dog, that game right there, Tom. If there was a hot seat, Tom would have been on the hottest seat possible to get fired, dog. Because, bro, they were livid with him. He took out Jesse. When he should have kept Jesse in.
Donald
And
was on that team too. Drake. Yeah, that
Don,
was a good team.
yeah. That team was just fun to beat with. Like it was like we knew we were gonna get crushed, but it was like, all right, we're doing this for numbers. And then
Will.
oh, Will was a maniac too. Yeah, bro. I forgot about that.
Oh, Sergio and Johnny Velo and
And then the other Mexican boy that then they got arrested. Remember that?
yes.
They got arrested on the road.
Eddie.
Eddie, yeah.
Oh my god.
Eddie Grimaldo. Yeah, I remember that. That was so funny. Got arrested on the road trip to Santa Fe. Got arrested. We're like, yo, where is these guys? Where are these guys? These guys got arrested on the side of the road
And wouldn't tell nobody too.
and wouldn't tell anyone. we're like, what is happening right now? But hey, man, that's just reminiscent on great times. I miss those times so much. Telling my
For
girl the other
sure.
day, I was like, bro, I miss playing so bad.
Yeah,
Like,
me too.
I don't miss the travel part of it, even though like when it was me, you, and Tom, I loved it. Like I
Yeah.
loved it. I knew something was gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's just like me and you would just troll the entire time, and then but it was just that was fun. And then
Yeah.
thankfully Tom was the GOAT. Ended up he let us stay with him, so it was like pretty cool that he ended up like kind of gravitating to us as far as like being close with us. So that was pretty cool. But
Yeah.
still talk to Tom pretty often. I was just talking to him today. He's pissed off about the Yankees. Speaking of which,
As you should be.
one last thing before we get out of here. I don't want to be on here too long. Bo Bichette has a meeting with the Phillies on Monday.
I know you're excited.
Dog, I will never say another bad word about Dave Dombrowski ever again if he pulls this off.
Would you rather have him or Cattell?
Cattell I think he's gonna, if he's traded anywhere, it's to Tampa Bay. But I'm okay with because if you're not gonna trade for him, which I think they're asking for a haul back for him, which I get, you know what I mean. But Bo Bichette's a free agent, so it's like you don't really have to give up anything for him. And Bo Bichette has led the league, the American League in hitting twice, and regardless of you had the American League hits leader and the National League hits leader on the top of your lineup, batting 1 and 2. So it's like me and you talked before free agency, like, I don't know if Bo Bichette's going to get 300. Do I think I think he's a $300 million player, and I don't think we're going to give him 300. But I'm just saying, I do whatever it needs to be done to get him in the lineup. Like I do whatever at this point. I don't care about luxury tax because a lot of money's coming off the books next year with Castellanos, with Taiwan Walker, with a lot of guys going to be gone. And there's like 5 or 6 guys that I'm not remembering that are going to be gone. That opened up a lot of money for this team, and they're just going to have to deal with it, pay the luxury tax this year. Dodgers do it every single year. But what do you think if this move happens that you have Trey, Bo, Harper, Schwarber, Adolis, and like you have all of them in the lineup, 1 through 5, 1 through 6, with Luzardo coming back to the Phillies? By the way, they just accepted a deal for I think like $11 million for 1 year.
Well, I like that. That's a good deal.
What do you see? What do you envision? Do you think that this team with that lineup can compete with the Dodgers?
I mean, it's World Series for them. Then if they don't win it, then it'd be a fail.
You think like this lineup puts them over the top of the Dodgers or no?
I mean,
Like-
it puts them right in line. I thought they were already right in line.
Okay.
I think, like I said, I keep telling you, if you had Wheeler, I would be very interested to see how that series would have went.
Right. I agree.
So I already thought you guys were on line with them, and then you add in another player and a player that actually killed the Dodgers.
Yeah.
In the World Series as well. So it's not like he has a bad rep against the Dodgers or anything like that. Like he could hit them too.
Mm-hmm.
Show he hit 3-run homer. I thought the game was over when he did that.
Over after that. Yeah. Yeah. And
So,
a month-long injury that he didn't swing a bat and then hit over 300 in the World Series.
Yeah.
So it's like he's a great hitter. He's a phenomenal hitter. And I don't care, truthfully, I don't care about the defense. Like I just
yeah, me neither.
You know what I mean? Like I think the offense is so good.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what this team has needed. Somebody that does not strike out. He doesn't punch out. Like he just doesn't.
Nope.
Gonna put the bat on the ball. He's one of the best hitters with runners in scoring position. So it's like you got Trey leading off, you got Bo hitting second, and then you got Harper after him, and then Schwarber's protecting Harper. You don't have Bohm protecting Harper anymore. Thank goodness. So it's like
you like Bohm.
I don't. I'm hoping he's gone. And then you got Wheeler, Luzardo, Sanchez, Nola, Painter is probably going to be your 5th this year. Like you have and then the bullpen, Brad Keller, Jose Alvarado, Johan Duran. Like you have a team to do it, but you have
Kirkering.
But
hey, stop hating on Orion,
brother. He with y'all. He's with y'all. That's what's happened. He is with y'all. Like that's the truth of what happened. Until I see a full season start to playoffs of him pitching well and not scaring the lights out of me, I can't give him the benefit of the doubt after he peed down his leg and threw the playoffs away. We were going to win that game if that didn't happen. Like, Blake Trining was coming into the game. We were gonna win that game, bro. Like game 5 would have been Christopher Sanchez. No, game 5 would have been whoever it was, Luzardo. In game 5 in Philly, we didn't get the chance to see it because he peed on his leg. Like I have to find it in my heart to forgive him, but it's hard for me to.
No, I
Because,
get it. And he
you know,
threw that, and he threw that away. Like it wasn't even like
it wasn't even close.
yeah.
It was a shot put. It's like, what just happened? So, yeah, no, if we get Bo Bichette, I think this puts us right there with the Dodgers as the 2 best teams in the National League. And I thought we were last year too, but you know, like the Braves are going to be healthy again. So I still think with Bo Bichette, I think we win the division yet again for the 3rd straight year. I do.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough.
You know what I mean? Like obviously the Braves are going to be, I think the Braves are going to be very good again this year. I do. With everybody healthy coming back.
Yep.
But I do think that the Phillies, are deeper. You know what I mean? I do think they're deeper because for whatever reason, Braves are depending on an older Chris Sale, not like another year older Chris Sale. He's been good with the Braves the last couple of years, but you know, Strider just seems to have injury problems over the past couple of years. You know, Acuna, God forbid, we're going to talk about Acuna later on, and you know, at least I'm going to bring him up in a couple streams closer to the season. But if they don't have Acuna, I don't think that they can do anything. I think the offense is jump started with him, and you know, even though Matt Olson is a good individual player, Austin Riley is a good individual player.
Yeah, Ozzy Albies.
Michael Harris can't really hit. He's great defensively, can't really hit that way. Ozzy Albies is just stick to one side of the plate because he's horrendous for the other side. So it's like
Marcel,
yeah, an older Marcell Ozuna. Like I think that the Phillies, yeah, they're older, but they're deeper. You know what I mean? You know, they're just deeper. And you know, so I'm excited to see what happens on Monday. I don't think he can leave that meeting without a contract.
What about Justin Crawford?
If we get Bo, I'm okay with bringing him up.
Okay.
If we get Bo, I'm okay with bringing him up because Edmundo Sosa just signed again, and I like the platoon with Stott. I like that at third base. Like if they were going to do that, because Edmundo, for whatever reason, he makes the most of his opportunity, and he's an elite defender. So is Stott. So if you're platooning them right and left, I'm cool with that. Marsh is probably going to platoon. I'm hoping they get a guy like Randall Grichuk that can platoon with Marsh
or Hader. Yeah, Hader, right?
Bader's not. If we get Bo, Bader's not coming back. He's a little bit, you know,
too heavy. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's too. Yeah, because if that's the case, I would just put Marsh put Bader in center, keep Marsh in left, and have him platoon with It's not really platooning because Justin Crawford's a lefty as well, so it's like have Marsh or Justin Crawford in left. You know, so and they're also talking about Justin Crawford's arm isn't all that, so it's like I don't know what to think of him.
Yeah.
You know, I'm excited to see. I can't wait. Spring training, pitchers and catchers are reporting. JT Realmuto, figure it out. You're for some reason not signing. The offer's on the table. It's been on the table. And I think this right here, this Bo Bichette thing, meeting with him, has forced his hand of like, you know what? We're moving on from JT. We don't care about re-signing JT. Let's go get Bo Bichette and go trade for a guy like Ryan Jeffers. And I'm cool. I'm cool with that. I am very much cool with
Ryan
that.
Jeffers is good too.
Yeah, I'm very cool with that. If that's the case, or getting a guy like Jonah Heim for the cheapest thing you can get, you know, and have him catch, I'm okay with that as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
Jonah Heim would be good. He'd be really good. He's a switch hitter, but he gets hurt a lot though.
He does. But it's like, all right, if you know, I would settle for a below average hitting catcher for a guy that's pretty good defensively, and being able to sign Bo Bichette. Because you know what I mean? Like JT is also 35 years old. I can't expect him to go and hit 270 again like he did this year. You know what I mean? Like I think he's probably going to be around 240. He doesn't really hit homers like that. So it's like, I love his defense, one of the best defensive catchers, but you're not the guy I'm waiting on. I want Bo Bichette. Like,
yeah, he's not worth it at this point.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Right.
There's other decent catchers on the market that you can get and just for cheap and just sign Bo Bichette. So
I can't wait.
If that happens, I'm doing an emergency video and posting that if that happens. You know, I don't
care. What?
If
Bo Bichette?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, Bo Bichette. Y'all get Bo Bichette. I really, really, really like the team.
Okay.
Like, I really like the team.
Same. I agree.
If you lose JT in the process of it, I'm also in agreement with that. Like, that's not the guy. He's the right now, but like I don't think in 2 years he'd be worth.
No.
So it's like, if it's gonna come down to one or the other in that situation, then I'm definitely taking Bo. Obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what's holding him up though. That's kind of weird because he should want to retire Philly because.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, That's what I would think. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but
Reports came out a little while ago. Bo Bichette expressed a strong desire to play for the Phillies, particularly after Don Mattingly was brought onto the coaching staff, which he was. Don Mattingly was hired as the bench coach yesterday. So that definitely yeah, that's awesome, man. I can't
oh, you should be Gucci then. So you gonna put him at second?
Yeah.
Or is he gonna okay.
Yeah. I'll put him at second because I don't want him and Trey on the same side of the field. That'll be a bad side of the field if he's on third base. I would just say just put him at second. He'll be fine at second base. I can live with a couple fielding errors here and there, but I do it with Trey all year long. So, but I just need that bat in the lineup. That's what's
I agree.
That's what's killed our team in the playoffs over the past 3 years is the offense going cold.
Yeah.
So I think that he refuses to let that happen because of the fact that he's so good bat to ball. So is Trey Turner, and then Harper needs to be pitched to because Schwarber's behind him as well. So I think it just sets up so much for this team.
Yeah,
and I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but things are looking very, very promising. So
yes, sir.
I'm getting a jersey into the cart. It is getting shipped to my residence, and I might sleep in it the night before opening day. So, hey, B, where can they find you, bro?
B3 Swings. Hey, I got a video that went over 100K, so like and share.
Ooh, like and share that, man.
Yeah, come on. Yeah. That was awesome, though.
Yeah, so Saturday, could be able to do both. Definitely going to be able to do the 8 o'clock game, Chicago and Packers. Definitely going to be able to do that.
What's the other one?
The 4:30 game with the Rams and Panthers. Could be able to do that. I might be getting home literally like 4:15 from picking up my girl from work. So it's like I'm going to set it up early.
I'm definitely for 8 o'clock. I'm definitely down for 8 o'clock.
The 8 o'clock game, we should be good to go. We probably just have, you know what I mean? Depending on the 4, I don't want to be late to that game. So it's like I'd rather just just watch that game and then we just lock in for the 8 o'clock game. So see you guys on Saturday. Make sure you tune into that stream. Watch party Bears versus Packers Saturday night. Going to be a big one. And then, Sunday, go Eagles, baby. That's all I'm going to say. See you guys next time, man.
Yes, sir. All right, brothers.
All right, bro.